What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. Today we're going to be talking about Mitch Marner and the recent reports talking about how the Maple Leafs might be holding on to the superstar winger. So if you guys are new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe, join the squad. I'd love to have you guys here. We're talking all things Leafs, news, rumors, trade talk, whatever it is, the draft and free agency, everything is coming up depending on when you're watching this. But lots of content coming on this channel, and I'm hoping you guys have been enjoying the content so far because it's been a lot of fun delivering it to you. But we need to talk about this because this is obviously the biggest story of the offseason. This is the biggest move that could possibly be made in the NHL with players who potentially are available. Like, Marner's name might be the biggest name floating around in the trade talks. And just a small backstory, and I'm sure if you're a Leaf fan, you already understand this. The Leafs core four. Tavares has that full no move, but he's probably not going to waive it. Like, let's be honest here. The guy isn't going to move. Matthews isn't getting traded. Nylander isn't getting traded. That leaves you with Mitch Marner. Now, I think people are getting it twisted. Myself and other Leaf fans, we're not trading Marner just for the sake of trading Marner. There needs to be change for the Maple Leafs to spread money out elsewhere on the blue line, on their forward group, get different types of bodies out there. And Marner also needs a new contract. Now, that's where this starts to come into play because, sure, I'm a Leaf fan. I'm not going to boo this guy or cheer against him. If he stays a Leaf, I'm going to be the biggest Mitch Marner guy. I don't care. I want my team to win. So if he plays well, that's fantastic. But if the Maple Leafs trade him, then they could get better in a lot of areas. They could free up a lot of money, and we've talked about it. They could have almost 30 million, over 30 million in cap space if they made this move to be able to shuffle pieces around. But I need to tell you guys, we're going to get into the reports here, but there is a chance that if the Maple Leafs make this move, it could be a very bad move, okay? There's two sides to everything. It could be really good. It could be really bad. So be careful what you wish for, I guess, a little bit, because you're not just guaranteed to win a trade like this unless they are making subsequent moves that make sense for this team going forward. And now there's talks of potentially, if a trade doesn't happen, that re-signing Mitch Marner could be a possibility. Now, we talked about this briefly about how Darren Dreger was saying that Brad Treliving might want to extend Mitch Marner. And again, I warned you guys, and this is no disrespect to Darren Dreger, but Dreger has in the past been on the Marner side. He's, spoken to the Marner camp many times and kind of given information out in the media that the Marner camp wants to say but doesn't say. So he's kind of like been a little bit of a spokesperson, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. This is just what everybody, common knowledge, people kind of know this, right? But there's another interesting report coming from Paul Biznasty, of course, from Spit and Chicklets, former NHLer, apparently hearing the same thing, that the Maple Leafs are in talks to extend Mitch Marner. He said, I am hearing rumblings. They're in the process of negotiating Mitch Marner's new contract. But here's the thing. I don't know if the extension would be a part of a sign and trade. I feel like we would have heard about the trade by now, or rumblings of a trade, because that would have meant that Mitch would have submitted a list of teams that he would like to go to. Now, this could all be behind the scenes and nobody knows about it, but we all know that in trade rumors and talks and everything like that, that it usually doesn't come, that it does come out, I should say, that it usually doesn't stay inside. It usually gets out. The rumor mill, everybody gets the talk, right? So I'm not buying that he's getting an extension like right now, that they're already discussing it. But if that is the case, Mitch Marner's deal better not be a significant raise, even though, guess what? I guess in the open market, he deserves more money. Like, the going rate for spending money in free agency on a player of Marner's caliber at his age is similar to the John Tavares situation, because when Marner turns 28, and I believe that was the same age the Leafs signed Tavares at, which is crazy. Life is just wild. I think, what was that, 2019, 2020, something like that. the Maple Leafs signed a prime John Tavares, and if Mitch Marner gets to free agency, well, he's going to be in his prime and he's going to be demanding a lot of money. So if we're taking a look at cap friendly here, this deal is $10.9 million with the no move clause. You can guarantee that that next contract is going to be 11 and maybe close to 12 or more. And I'm not saying the Leafs should do that. I'm not saying any team should do that. But looking at these numbers and the amount of points that he puts up, and I know people are going to bring up the playoffs. I'm playing devil's advocate here. He puts up a lot of points. And some teams, believe it or not, are okay with just regular season success because their owners just want to make money on jersey sales and potentially getting to the playoffs, right? There is that business side to the NHL. In any league, any business, if you can sell enough, if you sell enough tickets, if you sell a bunch of jerseys, t-shirts, hats, whatever it is, they're like, I'm making money. What does it matter? Even though the playoffs, you probably make a ton of more money. You probably get a chance for more endorsements, more sponsorships, whatever. But Mitch Marner makes any team better. Like, guys, he's a fantastic hockey player. So if the Maple Leafs were to extend him, and I'm asking you guys this as a question, what would the number look like? Like, if Mitch Marner was like, you know what, just give me the same number. I'll stick around for the same number. You don't have to give me a raise. Give me $100,000 raise so I'm at $11 million bucks. Well, okay, maybe, I guess, but that's not going to happen. If William Nylander is making over 11, you can bet your ass that Mitch Marner saying, look, I want to make even more money than that guy. Like, I'm better, right? Like, I'm the better player. Now, Willie outperformed him this year, but his track record, right? He's going to ask for more money. They're going to bring up the going rate and free agency and everything like that. It's a very tough situation. The Maple Leafs can't let him walk to free agency, but if he decides that that's what's going to happen, he doesn't want to waive that no move, he doesn't want to give a list of teams, the Leafs can't move him. The Leafs can't trade him. He has full control over everything. Now, there's all this talk of like pushing him into a corner and, oh yeah, you know, here's some teams that have offered us this and maybe this is the type of trade that you would want. Well, I'm not really sure if Marner would even care about that, right? So I'm going to add a little bit of a snippet, and I'm not saying that this is something that's going to happen, but I wanted to ask you guys this. Leave your Mitch Marner trade proposals, mock trade proposals in the comments because I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what you guys think about it because, again, if they trade him, good. Let's try to get some more players. Let's spread the money out. Let's see what happens. If not, also good because what else can you do? We got to cheer for the player, and I don't hate Mitch Marner. Like, there's no reason to hate the guy. I just want this team to look different. But I want to bring up Nick Kypreos bringing up a mock trade to Utah, obviously formerly the Arizona Coyotes. And he has Mitch Marner heading to Utah for Connor Ingram, the young goalie, of course, Clayton Keller, and Lawson Krause. He was saying basically three players that would impact the Leafs. You get a young goalie. You get Connor Ingram, who's 23, 21, and 3, 2.91 goals against and a 907 save percentage. A guy that has a cheap deal who can, you know, play with Joseph Woll. Keller had 33 goals and 43 assists for 76 points in 78 games last year. Pretty damn good, but that contract is quite high. And then Lawson Krause, who had 23 goals and 19 assists for 42 points. And again, $4.3 million, not the worst, but again, you would be picking up three pieces, spreading it across your roster, and that's where I think something like this would interest me a little bit. Those are three pretty damn good pieces. I'm not even sure if Utah would want to do that because, okay, now, like, you have good pieces still there, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a great team if you're eliminating three really good pieces. So this is where, you know, the Marner trade could get complicated. I do like mock trades. I love looking at those things. Like I said, again, comment it down below. But the Maple Leafs have to do something similar kind of to this where you get, okay, this is a really good piece. Now here's the piece that could be really good. And then here's the complementary piece that we can use as depth. They need to make a trade like that. You need to get roster players that are going to be effective. And then you can go out and spend that extra money, even though this trade, you know, the money would kind of, it would be more. The Leafs would be actually adding more cap, but you'd get 3 players instead of 1, and the cap hit would be a little bit higher by like what, $2 million, something like that, or like $1.5 million. So it makes sense and it looks okay on paper, but if you fumble this, then again, this becomes one of the biggest blunders in Maple Leafs history, much like it's kind of looking like the Zach Hyman situation, right? Zach Hyman got to walk. The Leafs didn't want to pay him. At the time, I also thought it was an overpayment, which at the time it kind of was, but now he's worth way more than what he's getting paid, right? And, you know, by the time you guys are watching this, I'm recording this before the Stanley Cup. He could be a cup champ by now. You know what? Knock on wood, I hope he did it. Honestly, I don't know yet because I can't predict the future. Let's say he did and he scored an overtime winner. I'm recording this June 23rd, Sunday. So don't call me out if that happens. I just predicted the future. But anyways, I'm rambling too much. I want you guys to leave your comments down below. Mock trades about Mitch Marner, or are you re-signing him? What number would you re-sign him to? Or put both. Put both options. So if you guys are new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Join the squad. I'd love to have you guys here. Lots more content coming. We're in silly season, draft season, free agency. It's time to get cooking with these videos, man. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.